探りの絆に笑顔の裏側誰も行けない地図がある矛盾の波間に錆びてゆく時俺は変えてみせるさいつまでも熱い鼓動涙の意味を忘れない無駄にしないように今を駆け抜けろ
Why? Why?
Well, that's always the first question, isn't it?
Why
are
are women?
Yes. Yes.
Just look at them. Why? Like, just think about, imagine that you hate a man that you don't even know so much that you would literally poison your own baby just to spite him.
Like literally, even Tylenol itself is saying like, please don't do this. You know, they came out with a thing a few years ago, like please don't, please
8
don't use
years
this while
ago,
pregnant.
in 2017, they said, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today.
Yeah.
That's a real tweet, by the way. People have already dug it up and retweeted it a bunch of times.
Yep. And it's like, okay. So we're not gonna listen to the actual company. Like the worst part is the fucking media, right? Is telling them that it's a baseless thing, and it's like, dude,
It's not. Like, there's
literally Tylenol said, don't do this. The company itself is saying, don't do this. What the fuck is wrong with people?
And then there's like a Harvard study, and there's been studies. There's studies of this going back to 2021 that the government is using to claim that, like, okay, maybe Tylenol while you're pregnant is not a good thing.
Yeah.
But because Trump said it, it's literally this meme right here. Don't drink your piss, and then liberals will start chugging their own pee like immediately. Don't eat poop. They would immediately start eating poop. If Trump said oxygen is good for you, 20 million Democrats would immediately stop breathing and suffocate themselves. Based on everything I've seen over the last week, that is true.
That is, yeah, it's not even doubtful. That's the worst part, though, isn't it?
Like I'm in a.
Is it wrong?
I'm in a Discord server. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm in a Discord server with some liberals, and it's mostly cordial in there. And it's also supposed to be a place where we don't talk about politics, but they always bring up politics, and I can't help myself. I seriously just be like, just don't. But they decided to talk about the Tylenol thing and how stupid the whole thing is. Like, how dare he? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, Trump didn't just make this up. I'm like, there's like multiple studies that have found a link between these two things, and then I'm like, and then I have it up. We'll read it in a second, but I even like they're just making shit up. I'm like, they're just saying, I can't believe he said they were going to cure autism. He never said anything like that.
He just said, don't take it because it's
he didn't say anything
probably
about curing
a contributing
autism.
Factor.
Like, they're making fun of him for claiming that he's going to cure autism. He never said that. Like, they just make stuff up. They just make shit up.
What the?
And I literally am like, look, this is the official HHS statement regarding the Trump RFK press conference. By all means, people, please read it for yourselves. And I posted the link in there. And like right off rip, like, first of all, none of them read it. The one person that did read it had like found a problem in the first sentence with the way it was worded. And I'm just like, tone policing. Oh fucking K. Jesus Christ. I'm talking to a bunch of women.
Literally women. Why are women? That is the eternal question, isn't it?
Yeah, and then of course
Whatever.
these are just, this is a collage of 4 of them, but there's just like there was, thousands of people on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. There are
Yep.
thousands of women trying to dunk on Trump by taking Tylenol while they're pregnant. So this
The
idea that
literal
like it
self-preservation skills of I don't know, even a bug on a windshield. I don't know. It's just words fail me when it comes to like this level of just. I don't know, man. I don't know.
was Darwin. He wasn't German, was he? Was he German?
He
No,
was English. I'm pretty sure he was
was he
English.
English? Okay.
I'm pretty
But yeah,
sure.
here he is. Silence, my friends, and let's simply observe the process of natural selection in action, shall we?
Pain. Pain. That's all it is. Is pain.
You know what's really bad? Like what's like you want to know just how disgusting I am? Top left is actually kind of cute.
I can't see her face, so.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. Eh, yeah, I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, like here the Darwin Awards. This is the Darwin Award
What
winner.
the fuck? Okay, I was
Assuming she
kind of
dies.
expecting this, but I didn't think I would get validated so fucking quick. I didn't even fucking see this until you just showed it just now. What
Yes.
the hell?
Yes, pregnant
Bro-
liberal woman. Shout out to the Gateway Pundit, by the way. Pregnant liberal woman suffers fatal Tylenol overdose after trying to prove Trump wrong. Now allegedly on ventilator, fighting for her life. Her
What the fuck?
assuming that her baby comes out of this, the other side of this, healthy. That's a good thing. But like, she could lose her kid over this. Like how much Tylenol do you have to take in order to put yourself in a fucking hospital?
What the Are you fucking serious?
According to this Gateway Pundit article, yes.
I was kind of, as I said, I was kind of expecting this. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you, kind of expecting this, but I wasn't. I wasn't expecting to be validated so soon.
Nicole Sortek, founder of American Frontline Nurses. If this bitch was my nurse, I would I need a different nurse, please. Claimed that she received a frantic 4 a.m. call from a distraught husband whose pregnant wife is now. Oh, okay, never mind. Nicole Sortek is not this woman. I apologize.
Okay, good.
Lord, I apologize.
Holy fuck.
Anyway, received a frantic 4 a.m. call from a distraught husband whose pregnant wife is now on a ventilator after overdosing on Tylenol. According to Sortek, the woman, who was between 23 and 25 weeks pregnant, attempted to ingest massive amounts of Tylenol in an effort to, quote, prove Donald Trump wrong after his recent remarks linking acetaminophen use during pregnancy to autism. As the Gateway Pundit reported, President Trump on Monday announced that the use of acetaminophen, the active ingredients in Tylenol, can increase the risk of autism when used by pregnant women. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said Tylenol is tied to autism, ADHD, and liver toxicity in children. Like I said, the claims are right here, which we will go over in a moment.
They're literally not even saying don't use it. They're just saying please minimize your use of it. Just in case, right? Especially when you're pregnant. What is wrong with people?
They're retarded. People are retarded.
Every day I keep
Every day
you proven. I keep getting proven wrong.
Quote, today the FDA will issue a physician's notice about the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy and begin the process to initiate a safety label change, Secretary Kennedy said. There's a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy and adverse neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis of ADHD and autism. See, I can't even do that for very long.
Fucking hell. Are you? You should just try to speak like a Mongolian throat singer. That's.
Whoa. Just there you go.
That's how you're gonna. Yep.
But no, that's literally all they're doing. Like people are freaking out thinking that he's gonna ban Tylenol or some shit. It's like no, they're requiring a label change so that autism and ADHD is added to like the label warning for on like acetaminophen products.
Yeah, that's it. Really, like, please avoid this while you're pregnant, if possible.
Yeah, that's it.
And like, it's not like fucking paracetamol is the only. Or we call it paracetamol over here, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like that's the only fucking painkiller available on the market, bro.
Nope.
What?
I wonder if yeah, we'll hear this.
What in the actual fuck is wrong with people? Like, why? Why?
Oh yeah, I was just looking up ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is not usually recommended in pregnancy unless it's prescribed by a doctor, especially if you're more than 20 weeks pregnant. This is because ibuprofen can affect your baby's circulation and kidneys. Okay, yeah.
We knew that already.
I was just like, yeah, ibuprofen's available, and then I was like, well, wait a minute, what's ibuprofen's like effect on pregnancy? And yeah, even ibuprofen's are like, hey, ooh.
Yeah, it's not good. Like generally, but unfortunately, putting drugs in your body while you're pregnant is not a good idea. Doesn't matter if the drug is a thing.
Yep. Following the historic announcement, pregnant leftists took to TikTok to mock Trump and RFK's warning about the drug. As one will see, X users collected several videos of these snarky libs popping Tylenol pills while acting like they're performing some act of defiance. Talk about the height of ignorance with little regard for the little human being inside of them. In a post on X, Sortek wrote, got a frantic call at 4 a.m. from a husband who was given my phone number via someone who had it. His pregnant wife is now on a ventilator of dying of liver failure, trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism since it's trending on TikTok. TikTok is a curse upon America.
Yes. Well, I mean,
on the world,
Chinese, so there's that.
But Mr. Speaker, I am from Singapore. You remember that?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, whenever the CEO of TikTok was getting grilled in the Senate.
Oh, yeah,
and
I don't actually.
they would ask him, is TikTok connected in any way to the CCP? Are you personally connected in any way to the CCP? And the CEO of TikTok kept dodging the question and just kept saying, Senator, I am from Singapore. Okay.
You're still a chink, though.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're still
Chinese. That wasn't the question.
Yeah.
That wasn't the question.
Yeah. I am from Singapore. Like,
yeah, Taki's from Singapore, so what?
Yeah, but it was a dodge. He was trying to say I can't, like, as if the entailment there is I can't be in the CCP because I'm from Singapore.
Because I'm from Singapore, yeah.
Nigga, if you're if you're Singaporean Chinese and you're working for ByteDance, which is a Chinese company, even if you're not a card-carrying member of the CCP, you work for the CCP, dog.
Yes. Yeah.
He now has to make he now has to make the tough decision to try and save an unborn baby that may not survive outside the womb at an approximate gestation of 23 to 25 weeks. At the same time, his wife won't survive through the week and will never get to meet her baby. This behavior is ridiculous.
Fucking retard.
This woman hated Trump so much because of the Harvard study on Tylenol and autism, she ultimately killed herself by overdosing on Tylenol to try and prove Trump wrong. Her baby may not even survive either. Her husband. I'm sorry. This is this is a direct this is a direct copy paste from an X post. So of course, it's all fucked up. Her baby may not even survive either. Her husband now may lose his entire family because of the craziness of liberal women chasing TikTok clout with TDS.
Oh fuck! I feel so sorry for that dude, man.
Hopefully the kid survives.
Yeah.
And also, I'm
gonna pray for that kid.
And
what the fuck?
Yeah. Now, of course, Nicole Sortek, she, this is one of those instances where it could be just like, people on X making up stories.
Yeah, but she's got her reputation in the line.
And then everybody clapped, those kind of stories, and everybody and everybody cheered.
And then everybody clapped. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like,
But she followed it up with more details. So
yep.
So it's about, it's going to be 6 a.m. finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol. And she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody. Somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out. And she's going to die. It's going to be, let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death, is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the three most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so I don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal? And now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either. And it's just so sad because he has to make the choice of them going and trying to emergency deliver this baby. And the baby may not survive. The baby's going to spend a long time in the NICU. Hopefully the baby will survive. And remember, guys, preemies have complications even if they do survive. I didn't ask him if he had more children. So, I mean, let's say this woman they have more children. They lost their mother. Baby's not going to grow up with the mom. He lost his whole life if this baby dies too. All because of TikTok challenges, guys. Everybody wants, not everybody, but maybe these crazy liberal women. They, literally hate Trump so bad that she killed herself and her baby, potentially. I'm just I don't even have words for this because it's...
Yep. Yeah, it's a level of just ridiculous self-destructive hatred that, and I thought my hate for certain political figures ran deep into a deep and unhealthy level.
Yeah, same.
But
apparently
not even close.
We keep getting proven wrong, apparently.
Yes, it's not even close.
Yep.
To the way that these shit libs feel about Donald Trump. Every single thing he does is bad. Everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, so I literally had some shit libs try to explain to me why the Trump administration carving out $50 million in research grants for autism research, not just autism Tylenol, but autism research, period. I had to have them explain to me why they thought that was bad. I'm like, wait a minute.
What?
Who would prefer if the government wasn't handing out taxpayer-funded money, the private sector can do all this on its own. But you need to explain to me now why it's bad, because that's there are three things over here. Thank you, Gateway Pundit. There are three things over here that is laid out in the DHS, fuck me dead. The HHS.
DSS. Oh, HHS.
Yeah. Layout here. One of them is the label change on acetaminophen products.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the second one? Or the second one is the where's the first one? Here it is. Oh yeah. So that's the second part of it. There's three things in this announcement. The second one, HHS will act on acetaminophen. Today, FDA will issue a physician notice and begin the process to initiate a safety label change for acetaminophen and Tylenoltism products. HHS will launch a nationwide public service campaign to inform families and protect public health. So, just a label change. So, nothing's being made illegal. If you're pregnant and you're in a lot of pain, you can still take Tylenol if you want to. Just don't be retarded about it. But
Yep.
I like the first
Or at
section of
least
this.
or avoid it. Like use ointments or some shit instead of
Yes.
this.
First, the first thing is they're approving the trials. They're having the FDA approve trials on a new treatment for cerebral folate deficiency, which is a brain issue that is linked to autism.
Mhm.
So they're approving trials of a new treatment, and then down here today, or the NIH today is announcing the recipients of the Autism Data Science Initiative, funding 13 projects totaling more than $50 million to transform autism research. I literally had to have a bunch of shit libs explain to me why that's bad, and guess what? Not a single one of them could. And I didn't
Of
say
course
this
they
because remember, I'm trying to be civil here. Because first of all, I am outnumbered in the server, and second, this Discord server is not. We're not even supposed to talk about this shit in this Discord server. We're not.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to not be a shit heel while I'm in there, but I'm like just explain to me why this is bad, because honestly, you guys, and again, I didn't say this in the server, but part of me wishes I had, because if this was if this exact, like, word for word, verbatim, except replace President Trump with President Harris and whoever her HHS pick would have been, but they release this exact same thing verbatim, you all would be celebrating it, and you fucking know you would.
Mm-hmm.
But Orange Mad Bad. Orange Hitler, the most evil man who ever lived.
Yes. Apparently.
So anything he does is automatically the worst thing ever. Up to and including saying, hey, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of autism now. Since 2000, so in the last 25 years, autism diagnoses have gone up by like 400%.
Yeah. What was the number? 'Cause I'm not sure what the number that the God Emperor cited, right? But like
1 in 31 American
it was
children.
something like what it used to. But like it used to be that it was 1 in 20,000.
Yes. Okay, so I do think now, and I stand on this. This has always been my thought. I don't think a lot of these children are autistic. I think they're just like
Overdiagnosed.
I think we're overdiagnosing autism. I think everybody's on the goddamn spectrum now. I feel like me with all my quirks, if I had been born, if I was a Zoomer, I would be
Yeah.
diagnosed as autistic, even though I'm totally not.
Yeah, I would be too. Like,
And I mean, we joke and we call each other and ourselves, we jokingly say we're autists, but we're not really. It's obvious
not,
you
yeah,
and I
no.
are not autistic. We are not on the
Yes.
spectrum. Like,
Mhm.
it is a joke about our obsessive hobbies and our stupid, like, deep dives.
Proclivities.
Yes, and our stupid deep dives into topics that don't matter.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh,
But
did you know that this one obscure Roman emperor did this and this and this and this? Like, let me tell you
yeah.
about Vespasian. Like, that's it,
Mhm.
that comes off as mildly autistic, but it's not. It's
Yes,
a
but
joke.
it's not. It's just yes.
like-
But yeah, because of that, we would probably be included in the fucking spectrum somehow.
Have you ever heard of Justinian and Belisarius? Let me tell you about these absolute chads. Like, but yeah. Speaking from the Roosevelt Room today, President Donald J. Trump and U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced bold new actions to confront the nation's autism spectrum disorder epidemic, which has surged nearly 400% since 2000 and now affects 1 in 31 American children.
Yeah, see? What the fuck?
Yeah. First, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration will act on a potential treatment for speech-related deficits associated with ASD. The FDA today is publishing a Federal Register notice outlining a label update for lucocavorin lucocavorin for cerebral folate deficiency, which has been associated with autism. This action establishes the first FDA recognized therapeutic for children with cerebral folate deficiency and autism symptoms. So yes, they are approving trials for a new potential treatment for autism, and somehow that's bad because Trump did it.
Yes, apparently. That's fucking retarded. It's just, it actually is.
Yeah. Now, grant this is the human trial phase because the change will authorize treatment for children with ASD with continued use if children show language, social, or adaptive gains. Following the label update for ASD, state Medicaid programs will be able to cover leucovorin for the indication of ASD in partnership with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. So not only is HHS approving trials to see if this works to treat kids with ASD. But if it does work, it's going to be covered by Medicare and Medicaid.
Isn't this like the fucking Comey's wet dream?
Yeah.
Like, what
so
the fuck?
Even poor people will be able to afford this treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But this is bad because Trump is doing it.
Yeah. This is fucking retarded.
Yeah, and this is the other part. The HHS thing doesn't even admits that there's still some controversy. While promising, it is important to note that leucovorin is not a cure for ASD and may only lead to improvements in speech-related deficits for a subset of children with ASD. Furthermore, this treatment must be administered under a close medical supervision in conjunction with other non-pharmacological approaches for children with ASD. And then there's a quote here from Dr. Oz. I just don't care about Dr. Oz, so whatever. He is a doctor.
He is a doctor.
Oh yes, here's the other part where they're kind of admitting that like this isn't all set in stone 100%. So again, Trump did not promise a cure for autism. He's just trying to make the information available to everyone. Given the conflicting literature and lack of clear causal evidence, HHS wants to encourage clinicians to exercise their best judgment in use of acetaminophen for fevers and pain in pregnancy by prescribing the lowest effective dose for the shortest duration when treatment is required. Furthermore, FDA.
What the? Yeah, they're literally not banning it. It's like they're not even telling people to stop taking it. They're just like, please be careful.
Yes.
How is that bad?
Furthermore, FDA recognizes that acetaminophen is often the only tool for fevers and pain in pregnancy, as other alternatives like NSAIDs, that's ibuprofen, have well-documented adverse effects. FDA is partnering with manufacturers to update labeling and drive new research to safeguard mothers and children and families.
What the fuck is this? Genuinely, what the fuck is this?
So yeah, no, like I said, it's a level of self-destructive hatred that makes them hate somebody so much that they would kill themselves, kill their children. Like they're not trusting the experts, liar.
Yeah, they literally aren't.
They're not trusting the science. And even then, at least the difference here is that the Biden administration told you definitively and without a hint of humility that safe and effective.
There was no room for doubt.
Whereas this is all like, do your own research. Yeah, you talk to your doctor. You guys need to decide what's best for you. You can't win with these people. And now we got women out here fucking their kids up or killing themselves because
literally killing themselves. Fucking hell.
Yeah, because their hatred for Trump runs so deep that they just it just borders on.
No, it doesn't border. It's literally suicidal.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And again, and like we showed Fucking Tylenol themselves said in 2017, do not take this product while you're pregnant.
Yep.
So, like, what more do you people want? Stop being retarded. That's all I
I
ask.
don't get it. Yeah, well, I don't get it. Like, it's just like I thought. Like, I have a world famous. I mean, obviously it's not world famous, but like, I mean, a very famous within our circles, at least, very famous hatred of Destiny.
Yes, me too.
I don't think I would stoop to the lows that these people would have gone to. Evidently, what the fuck? Like, I am just genuinely shocked by it. Just like I'm thinking, it's like, okay, maybe it actually is a good thing that they're doing this. Like, these people do not deserve to be mothers. What the fuck?
Okay, what? I'm sorry, but I'm trying to, like, what does this have to do with your hatred for Destiny?
Well, the same like, Destiny abandoned his kid.
Ah, yes, yeah, I got you.
he's a-
Yep, yeah. Because
It's
he's
like,
a
okay,
degenerate.
well, maybe the fact that they're like doing this to themselves, maybe. I don't know, man. Fuck. I feel so sorry for the kids. Like, they're not even born yet, and they're being damaged by their mothers because their mothers are retarded fucking Karens on TikTok.
The devouring mother strikes again.
Yep. There's a reason why that's a fucking, such a massive thing in mythology, right?
Uh-huh.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, the yeah, it is
Genuinely
stupid.
depressing me right now.
It is.
Actually, I didn't
It's-
expect it to be.
Yes, well, and it is depressing. It is super depressing. Now, I was gonna actually, like, read the whole thing, but why? Just why? We covered everything. We hit all the bullet points. There's not a ton of stories this week, to be honest. We're probably gonna get through this one fairly quickly. So,
Hmm?
sure you heard about this. Well, I know you heard about it because we talked about it already.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Imagine being so fucking incompetent that you go to shoot at an ice facility to kill ICE agents, and you accidentally hit 3 illegals, killing 2 of them.
Oh, no, wait. Before you go on, right? Like, are we gonna cover the other big thing that's was revealed about the FBI?
No,
Okay.
wait, what thing are you talking about?
January 6th.
Oh, what, that they were paying a bunch of agent provocateurs?
There were 275 FBI plants in the crowd.
Let me. Fuck, I'll cover it. Yeah, I just didn't. It didn't end up.
Well, we can talk about that afterwards, but yeah, just look it up while we're dealing with this, because fucking hell.
Okay, yep, here it is. Yep, I got it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, this slipped under my radar. I was too busy arguing about fucking Tylenol with people to notice this one.
Okay, well, it's on your radar now. But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. This is retarded. Because this is just fucking, this is dumb.
Yeah, just imagine being that incompetent that, like, you're trying to take out ICE agents and you end up killing the very people you were trying to help.
You hit 3 of them and end up killing 2. Fucking beautiful. Like, what?
Anyway, shout out to Cash Patel, our base Jeet director of the FBI. This morning, just before 7 a.m. local time, an individual fired. This was the morning that it actually happened, which was the 24th. An individual fired multiple rounds at a Dallas, Texas ICE facility, killing 1, wounding several others before taking his own life. FBI, DHS, ATF are on the ground with Dallas PD and state authorities. While the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence showed...
I'm actually quite convinced that the guy realized he fucking killed like 2 illegals, and hit 3 of them and killed 2 of them. That he just was like, oh well, fuck, I'm done here.
Well, no, I don't think the timeline of events. I don't think he could have possibly known who he hit because he fired into the facility. So I don't think he knew. I think that
Okay.
he was about to get taken down. He got surrounded,
and he
and
just
he just was
Yep.
like, "Oh well, I'm not going to prison." Cow.
Yep.
While the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence shows an ideological motive behind this attack. See the photo below. One of the unspent shell cases recovered was engraved with the phrase "anti-ice." More updates will be forthcoming. These despicable, politically motivated attacks against law enforcement are not a one-off. We are only miles from Prairie Land, Texas, where just 2 months ago an individual ambushed a separate ICE facility targeting their officers. It has to end, and the FBI and our partners will lead these investigative efforts to see to it that those who target our law enforcement are pursued and brought to the fullest extent of justice. Thankfully, no law enforcement personnel were injured. Please pray for the injured and the deceased. Yes, because the only people that got hit with bullets were the
illegals.
illegals. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and the fact that we're not like, that our side is still saying, yeah, please pray for them, even though we want them out of the country. It's just it really just illustrates the difference, though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, we don't want to kill these people. We just want them to go home.
we just want to get the fuck out.
Yes. And here's Asmongold. He's the first. He's the first guy on in the replies down here. This is the part where I once again beg you guys to start looking online and investigating and prosecuting the people calling openly for violence. So many people get radicalized by this rhetoric and end up doing something horrible. You're the FBI director. Start acting like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with Zach, but at the same time, it's like incitement to violence is actually really hard to prosecute because it's kind of like
you have to prove
Yeah.
you have to prove like specific intent as well. Which
yes,
is,
and which is kind of like defamation of character. It's actually really hard. That's the reason why a lot of people's like, well, how come how come you just don't sue for defamation if it's not true? Because okay,
because the standard just to reach is that fucking strict.
It's really hard to prove
Most of the ways of
defamation.
Yep.
Yep. You have to not only do you have to prove that they were lying, but you have to prove that they were lying with malicious intent.
Lying with intent, and no, not even just that. You have to prove specific damages too. That's the third thing that people tend to forget.
That's the reason why, like, Laura Loomer can't sue Milo Yiannopoulos for all the time saying that she's like pretending to be Jewish and that she's crazy and that she's been that she was committed to a mental asylum, that her father disavowed her and disowned her. Like she can't sue him because she has to prove that all this has damaged her reputation in some way. Which
when I mean, come on, I know you like her, but like let's be honest, she is like half a lol cow at this point.
I don't think she's a lol cow though. Like Laura Loomer has had some moments in the past where she has
but she gets treated as one though, right? Like she's seen as one. She is kind of a lol cow.
Yes, a lol cow who has the ear of the president.
Yeah, but she's seen as that though, right? Like you at least gotta like concede that she's.
I agree. People incorrectly view her as some kind of a lol cow, even though she's constantly breaking stories and.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that I don't think she's a lol cow. She has like moments where she's just like, wow, where it's like, why?
She will go on some wild tangents. I'll agree. And then of course there's the famous bit of her claiming her tires got slashed whenever in the picture it's just like, bitch, your tires are dry rotted.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you had those tires changed? Jesus Christ.
Or even had them rotated. What the fuck?
And she, but like, it's the point I was making is that was just the first thing that came to mind was how like Milo was just saying this absolutely wild shit that she had a nose job to make herself look more Jewish. That just like wild shit that she's not allowed to own, that she's considered mentally unfit to own firearms. Like all this shit that according to her just isn't true. And I mean, it's like, how do you
Okay.
prove that you haven't been found mentally
Yeah.
like? Well, no, like
How do you prove a negative? How do you prove a negative? Yeah. Like,
yeah. So it's just it's really hard. Even and she claimed she was going to sue Milo, and then nothing ever came of it. So
yeah, because she can't. It's too hard.
yes.
Huh.
So yeah, but so this guy we know who did it. By the way, we know who did it.
Yeah.
His name is Joshua John. I have this in the wrong order. Yeah, his name is Joshua John.
Look at this dude.
Investigators in Dallas have discovered that they believe that what they believe to be anti-ice shooter Joshua John's vehicle, which had a map depicting radioactive fallout in the U.S. affixed to the right quarter panel, according to Fox News Dallas. The text above the tattered printed out map stuck to the gunman's blue Toyota Corolla read, radioactive fallout from nuclear detonations have passed over these areas more than 2 times since 1951. This is a weird thing that they found in this dude's car, assuming that this is the guy. Well, I mean, okay, this according to the FBI, this is the body of the guy that they found near the weapon that he used to take his own life. So this is the guy, as far as anybody knows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is this guy like a fucking Fallout LARPer or some shit? Is that what the fuck?
Well, apparently this is the fallout from the nuclear tests when we were testing bombs in the 50s.
Okay.
The image appears to be a map created by researcher Richard Miller, which shows areas of the U.S. over which 2 or more radioactive clouds have crossed, resulting from nuclear testing in Nevada between 1951 and 1962. The point is that this guy was nuts. He was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He's a little loose in the bits there.
Yeah. A few fries short of a Happy Meal. John opened fire on a van carrying detainees awaiting processing Wednesday morning from a rooftop overlooking the Dallas ICE office, killing at least 2 migrants, wounding another before taking his own life. Bullet casings found near the body were scrawled with the words anti-ICE. 2 people were shot dead, at least 1 other injured at an immigration and customs enforcement office in Dallas earlier Wednesday morning, authorities say. The victims were migrant detainees, officials said, confirming that no law enforcement officers were hurt. A crazed sniper on the roof of a nearby building shot at an unmarked van that was transporting the migrants to the short-term ICE facility, according to police. The suspect turned the gun on himself as police closed in. They added the message anti-ICE was scrawled on the unspent shell casings found near the body, officials revealed. It's just insane. But yeah, here's... gunman identified as 29-year-old Joshua John opened fire on an ICE van at a detention center in Dallas, Texas, in the early hours of September 24th. John began shooting while detainees were being transferred, and the portcullis of the facility was open, reports claim. 1 person died and 2 were wounded. According to reports, since then, one of them was one of the other wounded people have died. John was found dead on a nearby rooftop from a self-sustained gunshot wound. There was writing on the bullets, with 1 reading anti-ICE, according to the FBI. The shooting has been investigated as an act of targeted violence. The special agent in charge of the FBI Dallas field office, Joe Rothrock, said in a press conference. So yeah, this is the guy. Apparently, this is the guy, and he seemed to be a bit nutty.
Just a little bit.
And people found his mom. No, nobody's doxing her. These are social media posts, but and we can see how he was radicalized.
Yeah.
Assuming of course that this is actually his mother. Grains of salt and all that. Governor Abbott, Senator Corrin, and Senator Cruz.
Why was? Oh, right. You're reading her mom's.
His mom's
thing. Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Governor Abbott, Senator Corrin, and Senator Cruz. How does it make you feel that your action to open up gun laws is responsible for killing 21 more people? Do you secretly sit in front of a TV and smile a demented smile? You must be proud of all the money that sits in your bank accounts from the gun lobby support. Was it worth it, Governor Abbott? How about you, senators? When you prioritize money over people, this is what you get. Here's my hope. May you be reminded of every death every time you spend that precious blood money you have received from the gun lobby. Hope you think of it 100% when you attend the NRA meeting in a few days. Senator Corrin, I realize you suddenly had something in D.C. come up where you won't be attending. It's unfortunate you don't even have the spine to stand up to the NRA and tell them the real reason you aren't attending. You're a coward, a spineless coward. Yeah, I can't imagine how this guy ended up radicalized. It's not like his mother was a crazy anti-gun, anti-Republican, left-wing, dipshit, evil bitch. If we only have love, we can melt all the guns and give the new world to our daughters and sons. Because, of course, gay poetry.
Yep.
Governor Abbott, you are proud of your NRA rating, aren't you? I'm sure Governor Abbott probably got a passing grade from the NRA, and I'm sure he was very proud of it.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah. Yeah, the NRA sucks, too. That's the worst part.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, let's not get that wrong. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so just imagine living in this home, because again, from what I understand, this 29-year-old was still living at home with his mother, or at least that's what I read that somewhere. Whatever. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it is. Who knows? But apparently, he was still living at home with mom. Which, whatever. When I was 29, I was down on my luck too. Well, no, that's not true. When I was 29, I was definitely not living at my mom's house. But I did live
okay.
live at my mom's house in my 20s at one. So fine, whatever. But I'm sure just like he just grows up with this woman just pouring poison in his ear that like everyone to the left of Stalin is evil.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm 34 and my mother lives with me, so
Yeah,
does
that's
that
different.
count?
Your mother lives with you. But that's like the ultimate cope, though, isn't it? It's all like you live with your mom. No, my mother lives with me. It's my house. Like, like.
Yes, it is. It's literally a cope, though.
Speaking of Stalin, look who's trending. Stalin is trending today. I didn't even see that when I said left of Stalin or right of Stalin.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not even going to click on it. But that's always like my go-to thing. It's like, it's like anybody, like, I don't know why anyone to the right of Stalin. Like, I always, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then I just happened to look over and Stalin is trending. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm going to click on it. What's Stalin trending about? Let's find out. Oh, well, here's one comparing Stalin to Keir Starmer. Here is Johnny Cash whenever he was in the Air Force. Excuse me. Intercepted a coded Soviet message revealing Joseph Stalin's death, the first time America learned of it. Oh, yeah. Johnny Cash was the guy who intercepted the message that found out that Stalin had died.
Stalin was dead. Oh, nice.
Yep. Here's a guy comparing Hitler and Stalin. Hitler eliminated 12 million people. That's, deaths, civilian deaths, and then also basically attributing every death in World War II to him, most likely. And then Stalin killing, 20 million people with the Holodomor and the purges and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, people. This is more based than I thought it would be. Fair enough. I was expecting a bunch of people to be glazing Stalin.
Yeah.
Here's the famous instance of Stalin having pictures edited so that his enemies, who he had.
No, those aren't his enemies.
They were his friends originally, and then after he had them purged, he had them like unpersoned.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Like they became his enemies, and then like he had his photos edited to take them out.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't even become his enemies. He just got tired of him. He got his own paranoid mind told him that they became his enemies because they weren't.
Yeah, a lot of people are comparing Starmer's recent digital ID requirement thingy that he's going to try to push through in Britain, comparing that to Stalin. They're calling him Keir Stalin instead of Keir Starmer. That's funny.
It's very funny.
But yeah, so also back on the thing. So Joshua John's sister has been arrested 6 times.
Huh?
This is Joshua John's sister. I'm not sure what her arrests are for.
Bro, in those photos that she had in those mugshots, like all lined up, I thought she had a hijab on.
Nope, that's just a haircut.
Yeah, what the
Wood, by the way.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
guess
you would
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you would. You
Yes, I would.
motherfucker.
I have a certain weakness for the white girls, so.
Yep. Oh, well, actually, you probably wouldn't now because in her 2022 mugshot, it looks like she's got a neck tattoo.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I mean, you can cover that up. Disgusting. It still be covered up though, right?
Like with your hands, yeah, while you're strangling her.
Yeah. Yep. That's literally what I'm thinking. You know.
But yeah, this is a Kyoko John apparently. Now again,
Kyoko. Fucking hell.
uh, now again, this this might not be his sister, but she's got the same last name
Yep.
and is from allegedly this woman is also from Texas, from the same area of Texas as he is. So,
Mm. So likely.
yep. And then yep, so again this family seems to be like a problem family.
Yep.
Oh, here she is. This is a full body picture of her sitting on a motorcycle. Yeah, she's way too tattooed for you.
Mm.
Oh, and she was a hairdresser. Still would though. I can
Still
fix
would.
her.
I actually still would. Like not marriage material, obviously, but you know.
I can fix her. I can. Trust me. For real, dog. I
Trust,
have
bro, trust.
I have the power. But yeah,
Trust me, bro, trust me.
the point is that you have a family that seems to be completely just degenerate. You've got this well,
Yep.
the mother's not necessarily degenerate, she's just retarded. But you've got
Yep.
this woman, on Facebook and Instagram or wherever the hell those posts were from, cackling at the moon about, Ted Cruz and Corin and Greg Abbott,
Yep.
about how evil they are, about how loaded they are with NRA lobby money. Okay, so here's the thing. Money in politics. I just want to go off on a bit of a tangent about that for a second. I don't care. Would I prefer to limit the ability for lobbyists to give money to politicians? Yeah, sure. Like I will concede that's probably better for the political system that if we don't have that in place. Like I will concede to that. But I also
Oh,
really don't
how?
give
Yeah.
a shit because it doesn't affect me specifically. And when I say that is the thing is that the lobbyists that these people deal with, we know who they are. We know who deals with who. Like money in politics doesn't affect how I vote. You know what I mean? Like I know how these people vote. Like or I know how my representatives in Congress and in the Senate vote. Like and I vote
Like
for them.
the whole money in politics thing, though, is kind of
It's a bit
it's
of
a
a
chicken or the egg question.
yeah.
It's like okay, like because as far as I'm aware, like most of the quote unquote money in politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is being pumped into candidates that already support all of these positions in the first place, anyway.
Yes, the NRA. Yeah, like Ted Cruz. It's not like Ted Cruz was anti-gun his entire life and then became suddenly pro-gun whenever the NRA paid him to be. Like, no, he's been a Republican his entire life.
He's been a pro-gun Republican his entire
Yeah.
life, and then the NRA like gave him a good rating and then gives him money. Okay, because they have the freedom to prop up candidates they choose.
Yes, and it's just, again
it's-
like if you do not like what lobbies are rallying around certain politicians, then don't vote for those politicians. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
really that easy. Just don't vote for those particular politicians. That's what I do. If there's politicians that are doing things I don't like, I don't vote for them.
Yeah. Literally that simple, bro.
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Okay, like autistic tangent aside now, let's get back on it. Like it is weird that her name is Kyoko.
Yes. Yes.
Like
it
that's
really
a
is.
that's a liberal mother.
Yep.
I'm gonna name her Kyoko, but I'm not gonna spell it right. I'm gonna spell it with an I instead of a Y.
No, it's missing the Y.
I thought Kyoko was Kyoko. Like, I mean, Japanese spelled in English.
Yeah, Kyoko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyoko. Gotcha.
Or it's Kyoko, as in Kyoko. Yeah. But it's not Kyoko. It's Kyoko. It's a completely different thing. So I don't know. Like we'll have to mind read fucking some woman shit, I guess.
Damn, I bet she's got a fat ass.
Yeah, she does.
Just like
Yeah.
the hips, like her
Just
hips
look
in
at
this
that.
picture.
Yep.
Like I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, liar, I can fix her. I'm going to Texas.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm going to Texas and I'm gonna go get myself a wife.
No, you're not, nigga. Fucking we all know you're not
I
that.
can fix her. I can do it. Trust
Bull
me.
fucking horse shit.
Look, she's already from Texas. That means she's so it's possible that, I just look, all I've got to do is just dick her down and she'll put on a MAGA hat. It'll be fine.
Oh, she'll see the light, is she?
Yes.
Okay.
I can fix her, I'm telling you.
We are disgusting fucking people. Fucking
All right,
hell.
so just a related story, the crazy fucking kids and killing people. You got then you got the John Brown Gun Club, which is the lefty gun club, which is like the lefty gun
Yes.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Leftist gun club tied to violence recruiting on Georgetown campus echoes Charlie Kirk killing Hey Fascist Catch. So basically, the John Brown Gun Club put Hey Fascist Catch, which was written
they're
on
basically
one of.
they're just what's it called? They're just taking the piss.
Yeah,
They're just taking the piss.
Hey Fascist Catch was written on one of the shell casings that was in
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Robinson's gun whenever he killed Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
Yeah, the John Brown Gun Club advertisement references slogan allegedly written on shell casing by suspected Charlie Kirk assassin. In the wake of Charlie Kirk's September 10th assassination, allegedly at the hands of a left-wing ideologue, a leftist gun club with ties to political violence posted recruiting flyers at Georgetown University with references to Kirk's death. Hey Fascist Catch, says a red flyer from the John Brown Gun Club posted on Georgetown campuses. This is what the flyer says. Hey Fascist Catch, the only political group that celebrates when Nazis die.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Famous Nazi Charlie Kirk.
Yes. These people are ridiculous.
Yes, famous National Socialist Charlie Kirk, whose biggest criticism from the right side of politics was that he was too pro-Israel. He liked the Jews too much. Total Nazi.
A little too much. Yep.
Total Nazi. Who would regularly platform non-whites and non-Christians on his TPUSA tours. Very, very, very Nazi. Just
very Nazi-like. Yes.
So Nazi-ish. The phrase is a nod to the same slogan, which was allegedly written on the shell casing by Tyler Robinson, who stands accused of murdering Charlie Kirk at a Turning Point USA event at Utah Valley University. Quote, the only political group that celebrates when Nazis die, the advertisement says. It is adorned with a QR code linking to a page that says we're building a community that's done with ceremonial resistance and strongly worded letters. If you want to make a real change in your community, let us know below. So what does that mean, John Brown Gun Club? Does that mean you guys are getting arms so that you can start an armed resistance movement? Because, listen, John Brown...
Sounds a bit terroristic to me.
Yeah, so, no, but seriously, here's the thing. John Brown Gun Club, please, fuck around and find out. At this point, yeah, go for it. Do it. I fucking dare you. It's not going to go well for you.
I triple dare you, motherfucker.
I don't think you fully comprehend just how outnumbered and outgunned you are.
I mean, if that nigga that tried to shoot up the ice facility is one of them,
Yeah, no, I don't know if he's a member of the John Brown Gun Club. It's just these two stories seem
no, but I'm
yeah.
just saying it's kind of it's representative
Yeah, thematically related.
of the it's representative of the kind of people that would join the you know John Brown Gun Club is what I'm saying.
Yes. Turning Point USA spokesman and Charlie Kirk show executive producer Andrew Colvett flagged the Flyers in a social media post Wednesday afternoon. Shay McInnes, a sophomore at Georgetown University and treasurer of the school's College Republicans Club, found the posters in plain sight on the school's activity board on Wednesday morning. Quote, "So obviously I read this immediately as a threat, not only for me, but for everyone on this campus," McInnes told Fox News Digital. "Every conservative, everyone who just does not subscribe to the prevailing leftist orthodoxy. This is a direct threat against them. It means that there are students at this campus who want to see conservatives dead rather than engage with their ideas, rather than facilitating a political discourse." Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's
What's there? What else is there to interpret it as?
yeah, it's like Sam Hyde said. It's like they want you dead, they want your children
And they
raped and
think it's
brainwashed, and they think it's funny.
funny. Yep.
Ever since President Trump won the election in January, we've seen he won he won the election in November.
November.
He was
Okay.
inaugurated in
Retard.
January. But
Yes.
we've seen an increase in this rhetoric, he continued. But really, I think many conservatives noticed a change after Charlie Kirk's assassination. While much of the school was united in condemning this horrible act of political violence, there have been fringe elements on the left on social media that we have seen really defend this, justify this, and that is really unacceptable. It's not fringe. Thinking that Charlie Kirk deserved what he got, celebrating his death, and believing that political violence is okay is mainstream leftist orthodoxy at this point.
Yep.
This idea that regular moderate leftists, how many truly moderate leftists are left? Remember, Destiny's considered a moderate leftist. How he still has that reputation at this point, I don't know. And he's salivating for violence. He's calling for it constantly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I am aware of the appalling posters that were displayed on Georgetown's campus today. At a moment like this, Georgetown has determined what it stands for, or has to determine what it stands for as an institution. Education Secretary Linda McMahon posted on X on Wednesday evening. She added that officials from her department, quote, "have spoken to Georgetown administrators who made the decision to remove the flyers. Campus police are investigating the incident and will deploy resources to protect students as necessary. Allowing violent rhetoric to fester on our nation's campuses without consequences is dangerous. It must be condemned by institutional leaders." The Center for Counter-Extremism lists the John Brown Gun Club as a far-left group. Members of the organization frequently show up armed at left-wing political events under the guise of protecting protesters from right-wing counter-protesters, and the gun club is tied to recent anti-ICE violence. On July 4th, a dozen people attacked the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado, Texas. A criminal complaint filed by the U.S. District Court Northern District of Texas alleges that assailant shot 20 to 30 rounds from an AR-15 style rifle before it jammed, causing it to malfunction. What, you couldn't clear the jam? Kyle was able to clear the jam.
Not.
Kyle cleared the jam
while he was being actively attacked too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyle,
That's what I mean. Like, it's the kind of people that would be joining the John Brown Gun Club.
Yes.
It's just...
I covered this particular cut right here. Benjamin Song. I've covered him before. He's a U.S. military veteran who was hired by the John Brown Gun Club to actually train people in tactics, like firing in column, like how to move and fire in columns and stuff like that. Yeah. A criminal complaint filed by... I already read that part. Some of the suspects in that case are accused of setting off fireworks and graffitiing ICE vehicles with slogans like ICE Pig in order to lure unarmed agents into a parking lot at around the same time. More suspects allegedly opened fire from a nearby tree line, striking a local police officer and injuring him. 11 suspects face federal charges, including 3 counts of attempted murder of federal agents, in addition to 3 counts of discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. One of these suspects is Benjamin Song, a lifelong Antifa agitator who in 2023 was involved in a skirmish with a right-wing group called the New Columbia Movement during a drag event in Fort Worth. A lawsuit filed by the New Columbia Movement says Song...
Wait. Let's not skip over that. What the fuck is the New Columbia Movement?
Some right-wing group. I don't know.
Well, look it up because I don't believe it. What the fuck? What right-wing group would call itself the New Columbia Movement?
Well, you remember the female interpretation of the United States was called Columbia.
I don't care, but just can we look that up, please? I want to be sure.
I am looking it up. Yeah. I mean, their slogan is family, faith, fraternity.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, our doctrine.
I just don't want to take fucking anything these niggas say anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
our philosophy, our doctrine. Well, I mean, if Antifa fought with these guys at a drag show or at a drag event in Fort Worth, Texas, and yeah, I'm comfortable assuming, based just on that sentence alone, that they're a right wing group. But they said this is on the main page.
Like lefties are not exactly well known to keep unity within their ranks as well. So,
but again, this is Fox News calling the New Columbia Movement a right wing group.
Okay.
So
yeah, but still,
our doctrine is that of God. We reject any teaching that is not God's, any philosophy that is not the gospel. We further reject anything that does not come from God or that disrespects, contradicts, or otherwise works against Him. I'm sure they hate Jews. We hold fast in our belief in the God of the Trinity, the light of light, and way of ways. We will do all that we can. Yeah, this is definitely a right-wing group.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Postmodern society is rife with assorted degeneracies that not only threaten the stability of the nation and the well-being of the people, but they offend God. Homosexuality, sexual liberation, pornography, and widespread drug use are severe threats that must be dealt with if we are to even begin to rein in our collapsing civilization. Yes, because it's the gays. The gays are the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not, fucking, it's, whatever. It's not corrupt politicians and greedy and, just rampant greed, corporatism. But that, I'm sure they would say that, like, all these people profit off of the whole, these are the ones who are yeah, so whatever. These are the people who are pushing the homosexual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The corporate interests that make money. Yeah, because 2% of the population is a huge moneymaker. Anyway, a lawsuit filed by the New Columbia Movement says Song was at the event providing security as a member of the John Brown Gun Club's Elm Fork chapter. He was accused of pepper spraying members of the group, but never charged criminally. The club has chapters nationwide, and another member, William Vance Bronson, was killed by authorities in 2019 when he tried to blow up an ICE detention center by igniting a propane tank and throwing Molotov cocktails at the building. Quote,
why haven't these people been subjected to the same fucking shit that let's say Patriot Prayer and the Proud Boys have been?
Because they're left-wing groups, and left-wing groups get treated with kid gloves.
Right. I keep forgetting that double standard.
Yes. Quote, we're totally comfortable with the fact that many people disagree with us, and that's what a university is supposed to do, said McInnes. It's supposed to sharpen ideas based on what people disagree with, but it's not until I saw this poster early this morning that I ever felt directly threatened. I mean, this poster is directly calling for the death of conservatives on this campus.
Yeah.
The club is named for militant slave abolitionist John Brown, who in 1856 orchestrated the Potawatomi Massacre. He and fellow abolitionists dragged 5 Kansas settlers suspected of having pro-slavery sympathies out of their homes and executed them. In October 1859, Brown led a 21-man raid on a federal armory in Harper's Ferry, part of Virginia at the time. His goal was to start a slave uprising, but few slaves joined the fight. A local militia confronted Brown and his men and fought back. 4 townspeople, including freed slave Hayward Shepherd, were caught in the crossfire and killed in the skirmish. After 10 of his men were killed, Brown was captured. He was later tried for treason and eventually hanged. Good.
Good.
Georgetown University has no tolerance for calls for violence or threats to the university, blah, 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 blah. These flyers have been removed and the university, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, pretty basic bitch statement from the university. We condemn violence. We're going to foster left-wing horseshit on our campus. We're going to treat these people with kid gloves. We're never going to do anything about them, but our official stance is this is bad and they shouldn't do it. Sorry, American academic system. I don't believe you when you say that you care about this. Because every action you've taken up to this point tells me the opposite.
Yep.
Okay, now
I
we'll...
don't believe you. Why not? Because literally everything you've done so far makes me not believe you.
Yes, Blaze, I'm not going to support you. I apologize, except I don't apologize. I'm sorry for not being sorry. That's the best you're going to get. But yeah, thank you for pointing this out to me. Blaze Media, shout out to them. This is the article I decided to pull. FBI had 274 plainclothes agents embedded in January 6 crowds, congressional sources say.
Yep.
Disclosure by the FBI
Biggest-
to Congress answers a long simmering question, but does not reveal what the agents did that day.
I mean, we kind of knew, right? Like, what was his name again? Ray? Was it Christopher Ray that was being questioned?
Yeah.
And he refused to answer. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, as we've always said, right? We knew this, but it's nice to be vindicated.
Vindication is nice. I mean, we knew this within a year of J6. Especially whenever the body cam footage was coming out from the one cops who were talking amongst themselves about how to identify the undercover guys in the crowd.
Yep.
It's just come on.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Real investigative journalism.
Yep.
I did a journalism. Yay. The FBI has acknowledged it had 274 plainclothes agents in the massive crowds on January 6, 2021. More than 4.5 years after questions were first raised about the level of FBI involvement that day, I should have went. God damn it, I should have gone. I wanted to go. I was going to go. I should have went because I would have loved to have been there and then saw them go in it because I would have been as the timeline that was established, I would have been at Trump's speech the entire time. I wouldn't have gone over to the Capitol building until after the speech was over, and I would have gone with the initial march to peacefully and patriotically make my voice heard. And I could just picture I get there, and then I see that the barricades are already down and that the cops are already funneling people into the building, and I'm gonna nope. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I ain't stupid. Because, like I said, during the hearing, it was established that the initial break-in of the Capitol building happened during Trump's speech before he even had the Stop the Steal people head over that way.
Yep.
So, yeah, but no, I don't, I would have got there and been it's like, hey, we're going in the Capitol. I'm not.
I'm not.
I ain't fucking going in there. And God, if I had been anywhere near Fuentes whenever he was calling for people to storm the building, I'd have been like, I'm definitely not going now. But no, I would not have gone. I would not have gone in the building. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Ooh, this is not going to end well. At least I like to think, I don't know, I might have been caught up in it. You never know when you're there and you're in the crowd and you get all fucking fired up and shit. Maybe I would have made the stupid choice. But no, I like to think that I would have been smart enough, even in the moment, to go, that's a bad idea. I am not going in there.
Well, the problem is, they even went after grandmas who just, were walking around the building.
Yeah.
They didn't even enter the thing. So it's like, if you actually went, I don't think...
Yeah, there's also no guarantee. Even if I didn't go in the building, I wouldn't have got arrested. Enrique Terrio wasn't even in the state, and he got arrested.
He got arrested, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, what the fuck?
Yep. Fucking Owen Schroyer, I can't even remember if Owen Schroyer actually went in the building or not. I don't think he did because he was, still with InfoWars at that time, and him and Alex Jones were telling people not to go in the building. Yep. Well, I don't know if Owen Schroyer was telling people not to go in the building. I know that Alex Jones was trying to tell people, do not go in the building. Owen Schroyer was there that day. He ended up spending like 3 months in prison, 4 months in prison, something like that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was talking about it on Timcast. Like he in the like the month or so before he went in, he
Yeah.
was on Timmy Boy show. Yeah.
A senior congressional source said the number is not necessarily a surprise since the FBI often embeds counter surveillance personnel at large events. But given the FBI's until now steadfast refusal to disclose the level of its presence at the Capitol, the figure might still be viewed with skepticism in some quarters. The news comes in the wake of claims by the U.S. Department of
Oh, I
Justice.
wonder why.
Probably because there was more.
Yep.
Like the 274 were the only ones that they actually kept like record of. There's probably way more in the crowd. Like there's 274 guys who are actually going to be on paper in the crowd that we can identify, and then they're going to have like another 100 or 200 like who were covertly told like, hey, get in the crowd. This is a black op, gentlemen. We're not like officially
Yep.
you weren't there. The news comes in the wake of the claims by U.S. Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General that the FBI had no undercover personnel in the January 6 crowds. Quote, we found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimony we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees in the various protest crowds or at the Capitol on January 6th, the DOJ OIG said in an 88-page report released December of 2024.
Well, we know now that is bullshit.
Yep. The Biden administration lied? No. They would never do that.
So. Yep.
Listen, the Trump administration lies. And I'm happy to admit that. So, of course, I'm going to believe, like, if I'm going to admit to my own side lies, of course I'm going to believe that the Democrats lie. Especially
over something as fucking, like, massive as this, right? Like,
yeah.
It's just...
Depending on how one reads undercover, agents versus plainclothes agents, both statements could be true. The same report disclosed that 26 FBI confidential human sources were in the January 6 crowd, 4 of whom entered the Capitol. So not only did they have 274 agents, but they also had at least 26 CIs. Snitches, basically. Not agents, but snitches. The DOJ Inspector General said only 3 of the FBI informants have been assigned by the Bureau to come to Washington and to report on domestic terrorism subjects who were possibly attending the event. Of the 26 informants, 4 entered the Capitol during the January 6 protests and rioting. The OIG report said none was authorized by the FBI to break the law or to enter a restricted area, quote, nor was any CHS directed by the FBI to encourage others to commit illegal acts on January 6th. Okay, so then explain Ray Epps. I know officially Ray Epps is not a informant or a glowy of any kind, but I don't believe you. Yes, I explain Fuentes too. Here's the thing. They say that they're not feds. They say that they're not glowies. They say that they're not informants. I don't believe them. Nick Fuentes.
That's literally what it comes down to.
I 100% believe Nick Fuentes is an agent provocateur whose entire goal is to discredit the right wing in the eyes of the moderate normies by being as ridiculous and stupid as he possibly can be. He is a fucking fed.
I mean, he's doing a decent job at it.
Rep. Barry Loudermilk, the chairman of the new House January 6 Select Subcommittee, has also expressed determination to drill down on the FBI presence and roles of agents and informants on January 6. Quote, but with that many paid informants being in the crowd, we want to know how many were in the crowd. How many were in the building, but I also want to know, were they paid to inform or instigate, Loudermilk said in a September 23rd appearance on Just the News. In a May 2024 court filing, former January 6 defendant William Pope listed nearly 50 FBI agents and others working under the Bureau's auspices on January 6th, such as officers from the Joint Terrorism Task Force, Naval Criminal Investigation Services, the NCIS, U.S. Army counterintelligence, and other agents who later wrote probable cause affidavits for January 6 arrest warrants. It is not clear whether those personnel would be a part of the 274 employees disclosed to Congress by the FBI. So yeah, it's not just FBI. Fucking FBI and their confidential informants, but the Navy and the Army was there too. Just Jesus Christ.
Bro, how deep does the fucking rot go, eh? Like, that's...
The FBI has repeatedly rebuffed attempts by Congress to determine the Bureau's level of involvement in January 6 crowds, either by its own agents or confidential human sources, also known as informants. The disclosure is unlikely to tamp down questions by former January 6 defendants or others who have long questioned whether FBI personnel took part in, or at least incited, rioting in the crowds. Undercover Metropolitan Police Department officers have acknowledged inciting the crowds by helping protesters climb over barriers, encouraging them to continue on to the Capitol, and applauding those committing vandalism. Most of the video footage shot by dozens of undercover MPD officers on January 6 has never been made public, despite attempts by Pope to dislodge the number through court motions in his January 6 criminal case. The FBI also had tactical teams at the Capitol who responded to help clear the building after Ashley Babbitt was shot outside the Speaker's lobby at 2:44 p.m. Other tactical units from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives and U.S. Marshals were also on site. So yeah, this was a setup.
Fucking hell, the entire, like, Leo community, basically, the federal government was there?
Yeah, apparently so.
What the fuck? Like, this is, as I said earlier, but like, this is the biggest entrapment fucking operation in history, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit.
They literally opened the doors for them and ferried them into the building.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That's fucking cooked, man.
There were at this point, I'm willing to say we have the 274 that are confirmed. There were at least 500 agent provocateurs in that crowd. Between the FBI agents, the informants, NCIS, Army counterintelligence, U.S. Marshals, fucking yes, there were. Like I said, near 500 agent provocateurs in that crowd. This was a setup of the highest caliber.
Fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked, man.
You want to know what I would do if I was Kash Patel? All 274 of these agents would be fired. All 274 of them. Like, this is what I do. I'd get them all. I'd put them in like a giant, like, I know that at Quantico they have like big like amphitheater rooms, where they could, whatever.
Rooms, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get them all in the amphitheater room is what I would do if I was Kash Patel. And after I was confirmed that they were all in the room, I would set up like I'd have a few guys outside the room with like tables and baskets and everything like that ready to go. Just if I was Kash, I'd walk into the room, walk up to the podium, tap the mic a couple times, thump, 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 just leaning over and go, "You're all fired. Turn in your credentials and your weapons on the way out the door." And then they all start funneling out instantly. There are the tables. So like, give me your credentials and your service weapon, please. Thank you. Now leave the building. You're all fired. Fuck off. Now, I mean, he doesn't have to tell them to fuck off. That would be legendary if he did. But he won't. Because he's trying to be a respectable Hindu man. He doesn't want to...
Well, he's come close to it.
He doesn't want to walk in there and go... Just get up to the microphone and go, You fucking... Are you crazy? Bloody fuck you,
He's
bloody.
come close to it, though. Have you seen the exchanges he's had with Adam Schiff?
Yeah. He's started to lose his cool a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like on the verge of just calling him to suck his dick, like on the Senate floor. Fucking hell.
It's like that's a okay, Senator Schiff. That's a fair question. I just the only thing I have to say about that is to go fuck yourself.
Imagine getting that going on the congressional record, bro.
God, that would be so amazing. God, man, like that is at that point, that's the kind of government I want. Like, I would love for, like, Pete Hegseth to get dragged and, for blowing up fucking, for authorizing the blowing up of, like, cartel drug boats. He just sits down in front of the microphone. The Senate is grilling him. He lets them get their little thingy out, and it's just like,
Respectfully, Senator, please go fuck yourself.
yeah, it's like he just goes, okay. I don't answer to you. With all due respect, Senator, go fuck yourself. And then Hegseth just gets up and leaves. Just gets up and leaves. Goes back to the fucking goes. I would love it. I would be like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, this is what I voted for. Fucking just have just JD Vance going there, just fucking just tells like, shut the fuck up. Just stop talking. I don't care what you have to say.
Well, he's like the whole admin is just turning into one, like, good. I mean, did you see the interaction he had with like a journalist or some shit the other day? John Favreau, I think his name is.
Well, John Favreau is a movie director, but unless there's a journalist also named John Favreau. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe what happened?
Okay, so John Favreau said that the vice president is not a reliable source of information.
Oh yeah, and he said, I don't give a shit what you think.
No, it's not that. It's and then JD Vance goes, "What exactly did I get wrong, dipshit?"
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. JD Vance he's so great. He's the best VP pick. JD Vance is the gift that keeps on giving. Like, so many memes have come from him. Like fucking fat JD Vance meme is just great.
He replied to like something about like what's happening in the UK, like they're trying to like make fun of him, and he replied to them with the fat JD Vance meme.
Yes. Oh, he loves it. The fat JD Vance meme, he does. He absolutely loves it.
Hilarious.
Oh,
I've seen different versions, the Vance meme.
Yes.
That when I see actually JD Vance speaking on TV or something, I'm like, is that actually him? Like, is that the real person?
No, JD Vance is JD Vance is not a real human being. He's an AI deepfake. He's not a real human being.
Tim Waltz lost a debate to a command prompt.
Yes. Jesus Christ. That is absolutely one of my favorite moments during his debate, whenever like Walls is just like stumbling over himself and then the camera switches to Vance's camera and he's just looking at the camera with that look on his face like, come on, guys.
He's looking at the camera like, are you guys hearing this the same way I'm fucking hearing it? Like,
seriously? This is what you said to me? But yeah, no, the FBI is it's fucked.
Bag of dicks.
They need to Cash needs to do some serious house cleaning. He is firing people. A lot of FBI agents have been fired under his tenure. In fact, I don't have it pulled up, but I just saw a thing the other day. There were some.
Well, that's why he keeps getting dragged in before the Senate, because Shifty Schiff keeps like pulling up these fucking.
There were these agents who took a knee during the national anthem I can't remember where they were or what they were doing, but they took a knee during the national anthem, and apparently he fired all of them. Now, I don't know how true that is or when exactly that happened, but from what I understand, he fired all these people. Yeah, like, he keeps firing people. So good. That's what I want. It's like, look, in a perfect world, I would have taken the Vivek position of just dismantling the FBI and leaving the smaller three-letter agencies, less centralized power, making them all more independent and more and smaller, less powerful, and more accountable. But I mean, if we're not going to do that, then at least we need to, and who knows, maybe
We're
he'll.
not gonna get the ideal scenario, then we can get the next best thing, which is just keep firing the niggas.
And if he keeps doing as decent of a job, but he's had some missteps, the Epstein stuff, which is more Pam Bondi's fault than his. And apparently, him and Dan Bongino were really unhappy with the way Pam Bondi handled all that, but they still towed the line because, United Front, we are the Trump team. We can't be fighting with each other in the media. Whatever but that's kind of a black mark on his record, the whole Epstein file stuff. But like other than that, I think he's done a fine job, and I would like to see him stay on in the Vance administration, assuming Vance doesn't have another role in mind for him, like Attorney General or something.
AG Patel.
Yeah.
Fucking imagine that. AG Patel. Fuck me dead.
Hell, I would like it just to watch the Spurg out as he swears in on the Gita again. Like, because they spurged out on him the first time. It's like, oh wow, a Hindu man swore in on his holy book. How dare he? How dare he? Man, they really shouldn't have written in that no religious testing thing into the Constitution. Yeah, I'm kind of bit you guys in the ass, didn't it? But anyway, so moving on to some good news. This is good news to me because I think it's good news to watch the solar energy project continually fall on its face. So maybe people will eventually realize how much of a crock of shit solar power is. $2.2 billion solar
How much of a
plant.
crock of shit it is?
Yes, massive crock of shit. Do we have a delay?
I think so. A slight delay. It's not massive, but yeah.
Okay, just a second.
Wow, America.
All right, now let me get my screen share back up for you.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, look, if this was gonna look, here's the thing, right? My thing with the solar thing is that it'll work only in certain areas.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I realize that in the United States, if it was gonna work anywhere, it's gonna be California. You know?
Yeah, or any of the states with a lot of desert. Nevada could probably have some solar plants that probably would turn out decent yield.
Yep. Yeah, but the fact that it's not working means that like California is doing something really fucked up, and I'm not surprised. Genuinely not surprised. Like I think it's because to the extent that it's working down here okay. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't see why it can't work in fucking California, but it might just be like typical California fucking mismanagement somewhere.
Yeah, it just fucking occurred to me that I didn't share the link in all of the Discord servers I normally share it in.
Rip.
Oh well. Too late now. But seen from the sky, the Ivanpah solar power facility in California's Mojave Desert resembles a futuristic dream. Viewed from the bottom line, however, Ivanpah is anything but. The solar power plant, which features three 459-foot towers and thousands of computer-controlled mirrors known as heliostats, cost some $2.2 billion to build. Construction began in 2010 and was completed in 2014. Now it's set to close in 2026 after failing to efficiently generate solar energy. In 2011, the U.S. Department of Energy under President Barack Obama issued $1.6 billion in 3 federal loan guarantees for the project, and the Secretary of Energy, Ernest Moniz, hailed it as an example of how America is becoming a world leader in solar energy. But ultimately, it's been more emblematic of profligate government spending and unwise bets on poorly conceived, quickly outdated technologies. Quote, Ivanpah stands as a testament to the waste and inefficiency of government-subsidized energy schemes. Jason Isaac, CEO of the American Energy Institute and American Energy Advocacy Group, told the Fox News via settlement or via told Fox News via statement this past February. Quote, it never lived up to its promises, producing less electricity than expected while relying on natural gas to stay operational. Jesus Christ. Imagine that for a second. You have to use natural gas to power your solar power plant. You still there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like imagine that. Imagine you have to use natural gas to power
Well, I
your
don't have to
solar.
imagine it because that's what Germany did.
It's just
And
yeah.
And in their case, it's like it's worse because they're they're buying their natural gas from supposedly an enemy nation. So
The Ruskies.
yeah, it's like this is fucking this is just leftist retardation, fucking on steroids.
When Ivanpah began operating in 2014, it ranked as the world's largest solar plant. It seemed like a viable solution to California's renewable energy goals of employing affordable and efficient technology to reduce the needs of fossil fuels. Located near the California-Nevada border, 65 miles southwest of Las Vegas, the plant's glowing towers are as striking as some casinos on the Strip. The facility's 5 square miles of desert were converted with some 173,500 heliostats adjusted via computer to catch maximum rays. The computer-controlled mirrors can reflect light from the sun at temperatures that can reach 1,000 degrees in part of the installment. Quote, the idea was that you could use the sun to produce a heat source. Alternate energy consultant Edward Smeloff told the Post. The mirrors reflect heat from the sun up to a receiver, which is mounted
Wait. His name's Smeloff.
Smeloff, Smeloff. That heats a fluid. It creates steam that spins a conventional steam turbine. It is complicated. Though it sounds like a bit of a Rube Goldberg contraption and looks like an art installation, Ivanpah was a cutting-edge idea for a while, but as the market changed, it couldn't compete with newer and less expensive forms of creating solar power. It simply did not scale up, said Smeloff. It's kind of an obsolete technology that's been outpaced by solar photovoltaic technology. That tech uses semiconductor material to transform sunlight into energy in a streamlined process. The solar panels you see on many of the residential rooftops or in endless rows across the desert rely on that technology. A statement from NGR Energy, the Texas-based company that was an Ivanpah partner and the largest investor, having put $300 million, agrees with Smeloff's view. When the power purchase agreements were signed in 2009, the prices were competitive, but advancement over time have led to more efficient, cost-effective, and flexible options for producing reliable, clean energy, a company statement read. Ivanpah hasn't just been inefficient and expensive, it's been deadly for wildlife. According to the Association of Avian Veterinarians, the power plant is believed to be responsible for at least 6,000 bird deaths each year. They get fried if they fly in the area where the reflection is going up to the tower, Smeloff explained. And I've seen videos of that. Birds flying near solar power plants and then bursting into flames. They're just flying along and then they just burst
Yeah,
into
like
flames.
literally everything that's like an alternate, an alternative energy thing is like an absolute disaster for wildlife
Mm-hmm.
so far. Like the only thing I can think of that's not is like hydroelectric.
Yeah, but then even then, like fish and shit get caught in the turbines.
Yeah, no, but that's mostly because the problems with hydroelectric aren't really all that public. not as because they're not as visual as like what happens to birds on wind farms and solar farms.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's yeah, and then of course, yeah, the wind turbines fucking just like birds get like whacked by the turbine blades like all the time. They get fried if they. Or I already read that part. But maybe if it didn't have
Because
to
like
be.
those turbine blades are not like those windmills are not small, eh?
No, those blades
Have
are
you
huge.
been to one or no?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, you drive through
Okay.
Illinois, you drive right past an entire field of them in Illinois, and on the
Oh,
way
yeah.
on the way to Chicago, you drive right past them, and then you get like a scale of just how big they are.
Yeah. Now I'm on the way up to Sydney. You see like a wind farm from here. Fuck it, hell, man.
But maybe it didn't have to be that way. A report published by the World Economic Forum earlier this year noted that private investors can be more nimble with new technologies than the government. No shit. The private sector is better at these types of things. Simple as. It always has been. Unlike public market investors, private equity firms can implement transformative changes through hands-on management and aligned incentives, the report read. Stephen Malloy, senior fellow at the Energy and Environmental Legal Institute and former Trump EPA transition team member, agrees, quote, no green project relying on taxpayer subsidies has ever made an economic or environmental sense. It's important that President Trump stop the taxpayer bleeding by ending what he accurately calls the Green New Scam.
It's all a scam, all of it. But this time they just made it green. Green like the money they're stealing from you.
Yep. But yeah, no, it's great to point out just how much money was spent and how little it changed anything. Like, government sucks at doing stuff like this.
Well, I mean, do you remember Solindra?
That name sounds familiar.
Solar power firm that the Obama administration invested, I think, 500 million in. Turns out that the 500 million was just laundered somewhere else.
You know, that doesn't surprise me. I don't remember that story specifically, but I am not shocked at all to hear about that. I will have to look into it. Yeah. So, some good news. Trump was at the UN recently, and he had some choice words for them. I don't have the video pulled up. Trump blasts United Nations for, shout out to Breitbart, by the way. Trump blasts United Nations for, quote, funding an assault on Western countries and borders with mass migration. He's saying what we're all thinking.
I watched the whole speech. He essentially told them to go fuck themselves in the most polite way possible.
Which is funny, because Trump is not known for being particularly polite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's polite in his own way.
Yeah. No, but like, the thing is, it seemed like there was an active fucking way to... There was an active effort to fuck him over. Like, the teleprompter stopped working. The escalator that they were on just stopped working while they were in the middle of it.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me if they deliberately sabotaged
Problems
him.
it should. Too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best
It's got a video here on this Breitbart thingy, though, with a 5-minute clip.
example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border.
Can you believe that?
Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration. And now We have it stopped, totally stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net.
But yeah, all the Eurofags out there are just all like, yeah, but we do it to ourselves, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, I'd rather not join them in their suicide pact.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I think the United States needs to leave the UN. The UN is a failed experiment. The League of Nations didn't work. The UN, we managed to make it work for 70 years, but it really didn't work. It was just kind of through American willpower and world policing that the UN was able to function at all. Like, it's a completely toothless organization. All it does is sanction people, and then those sanctions are just constantly ignored. Like, it's a completely worthless fucking experiment for Eurofags to feel good about themselves in the wake of the American Empire.
Here's how you know that the UN is useless. The UN Human Rights Council includes Iran and China.
Yes. Yep. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. These people who have no concept of proper human rights, like, just ridiculous stuff. Absolutely, it's a clown show. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries, President Donald Trump said in the UN annual convention on Tuesday. In his address, the president accused weak
Yeah, that's the ridiculous part. Sorry, but that's the ridiculous part. The United Nations is funding an assault on the US and the West in general. And who funds the United Nations?
the United States.
The United fucking States!
Yep. Your government.
For fuck's sake, the UN building is in New York!
Yep, your governments are subsidized by our government. Your national security is subsidized by our military. The UN is a cope for Europeans to feel good about themselves in the wake of World War II. So that you could feel like you have some kind of say in the world that America built. Well, rebuilt, I guess is be the proper terminology. But like, you people, and like, you decided to completely cuck yourselves, and you expect us to do the same thing. To be fair, here in the United States, we did cuck ourselves. We cucked ourselves pretty hard, but we're trying to fix it. You're not. Some of you are. You have, your Viktor Orbans. You have, like, those types of people out there trying to do stuff. And unfortunately, I hate to kind of say it this way, but you're Vladimir Putin's who, there isn't some massive migrant problem in Russia. Even before the war, obviously. Before the whole conflict with Ukraine that started back in, Jesus Christ, 2022. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Well, to be fair, who the fuck would want to move to Russia? Like, genuinely.
Apparently a lot of people.
Okay, well, they're definitely fucking misguided because, like, Russia is not Moscow and St. Petersburg. You know?
No, it's not.
Like,
I don't know, Vladivostok's nice. Well, it looks nice in pictures. I don't know. I've never been there. Quote, the number one political issue of our time is the crisis of uncontrolled migration, he claimed. Your countries are being ruined, he added. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. The president then laid out material support that the United Nations gave to these invading illegals who flooded the border by hundreds of millions all across the world. And we just we just heard that part in the video.
like, yeah, like, look, if Russia was so good, right? You would be seeing, like, Like, all these Africans and all these Indians want to go there, but you don't. There's a reason for that.
Well, they can't, right? Doesn't he have like didn't Putin, and again I remember reading about this way before the war, but like he released some statement about how like, you know, we're an Orthodox Christian country, and if you're a Muslim and you want to come to Russia, then you need to be prepared to do things our way, and if you don't, then don't come.
No, but even then, like, but there would be like a rush if the place was so great that you can't hold back people from coming in.
Yeah, I suppose.
Know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's the case with the United States, right? They, even the people who come there legally, they try to circumvent the laws because that's just how good the place is. Speaking of which, I must say that that idea of the 100,000 per year H-1B visa fucking requirement.
I know, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Fucking genius.
Like, fine, if the H-1B, if the H-1B system is not going, this is the steps you take to just abolishing it completely. Make it so that nobody can afford it. Only the people who have the resources to actually, which means they have to actually be at least somewhat talented or wealthy, unfortunately. But you can have a bunch of wealthy simpletons who get in on H-1B visas. But if they're wealthy, if you have $100,000 American and you live in India, why come to the United States? Just stay in India.
To spend every year. By the
Yeah,
way.
just live in fucking. If you have $100,000 a year to spend on an H-1B visa, just stay in India. Go live in fucking Mumbai, one of the nice cities, and just live like a king. Like, fuck off. Make India great again. How about that? And I, generally speaking, don't really have a problem with Indian immigrants because the ones that I know and the ones that are here in my town are really not a problem. They're not the. I understand Britain and Canada is having a problem with genuine low class,
in Australia,
gropey street shitters. Like, I understand that that's a problem, but America doesn't have that problem yet. We only seem to be getting Brahmin, or the lower.
For the most part.
Or like the lower
For the most part,
caste.
the Indians here are the same, but there are some that are slipping through the cracks now, though.
Yeah. And one would hope that Australia, being so isolated from the rest of the world, like America at least has like border countries. We have Canada and Mexico. They can come in through South America and then migrate up through Mexico. Like, there's ways in, right?
Yep.
But meanwhile, Australia is completely off by itself, a continent unto itself, and you still have Indians just getting in there.
Yep. Yes. Unfortunately.
I don't like these Indian cunts. Go back to India, you fuckwits.
Just cockroaches, man. Cockroaches.
Oh, no, those are Turks.
Not much of a difference.
We have reasserted that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
America,
you know what? You're right. Turks are cockroaches. Indians are more like fucking flies.
Yeah, buzzing around, eating shit.
Belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand in defense of their citizens as well. You have to do that because I see it. I'm not mentioning names. I see it, and I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed. Europe is in serious trouble.
So much shame in that room. Like, nobody wants to say it, but they're all like, he's right. We destroy country.
Well, the problem is that when he said the same exact thing, fucking, I can't believe 2017 was 8 years ago.
I know.
They all laughed at him. Like, you remember the UN speech he did where they were all fucking snickering at him and shit?
Yeah, I remember. And now look at them. They're completely...
Who's fucking laughing now?
Yeah, they're all like... They all look like whipped dogs. They're all just like sitting there quietly like, he's right. What happened? I can't walk down the street anymore without some without some Pakistani grabbing my ass. And I'm a man. Like you can't like there's like French businesses going out of business because the neighborhoods they were in have become so overrun with like Arabs and Pakistani Muslims that like the neighborhoods aren't safe.
Yep. Yeah, so like their customers can't even like literally go out and patronize them. Yeah, as businesses.
Like you remember whenever Tim Pool went to France and he got chased out of a Muslim neighborhood, they were throwing rocks at him.
Yep. It's like
You know,
what?
yeah, it's just
Why?
it's insane shit. Like France is a shithole now. Like I wouldn't go to Paris. You
Well,
couldn't.
that's what they call the Paris. That's why they call the Paris effect, right?
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to go to Paris, and I would have at one point in my life I would have loved to go to Paris.
No, seriously. You know what the Paris effect is, yeah?
What?
Okay, so it's mostly like tourists from Japan, but it's like tourists all over. So they have this rosy picture of France and the Eiffel Tower and Paris and all that stuff, and they go there and it's a giant shithole. And they like, especially the Japanese, like they fucking have a massive crash out about how they've been lied to.
Yeah, at one point. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense because, like, well, yeah, you get this idea that gay Paris, right, is going to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and then you get there, and it's
There's
Pakistanis and
niggers.
Syrians and African migrants, and they're just the buildings
The
are
whole
fucking
place is
decrepit.
fucking shit.
It's filthy. Women can't
There's
walk down the
graffiti
street.
everywhere. There's shit, like literal shit everywhere.
Yeah. Women can't walk down the street without getting groped. People are getting pickpocketed. Like, fucking, like I wouldn't want to go to Paris now. Fuck that. Like I said, you couldn't pay me to go to Paris.
Okay, my aunt lives in Paris, and she does not go out of her literal castle. That's how fucked up it is now.
Your aunt lives in
So-
a castle?
Yes.
I'm going to have to pry into that a little bit more at a later time.
I told you the story already, but anyway, yeah. We'll
If
talk
you
about
did,
it.
I do not remember it. And
Okay.
I feel like I would have remembered this one.
Oh,
They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor, and it's been
City
so
Khan is a
changed,
cunt.
so
Is a cunt.
changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained. What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to control their own borders. You have the right to control your borders, as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries and paid for by the people of that nation that were there and that built that particular nation at the time. They put their blood, sweat, tears, money into that country, and now they're being ruined. Proud nations must be allowed to protect their communities and prevent their societies from being overwhelmed by people they have never seen before, with different customs, religions, with different everything. Where migrants have violated laws, lodged false asylum claims, or claimed refugee status for illegitimate reasons, they should, in many cases, be immediately sent home. And while we will always have a big heart for places and people that are struggling and truly compassionate, answers will be given. We have to solve the problem, and we have to solve it in their countries, not create new problems in our countries. And we are very helpful to a lot of countries that are just not able to send their people anymore. They used to send them to us in caravans of 25,000, 30,000 people each. These massive caravans of people pouring into our country, totally unchecked and unvetted. But not anymore. According to the Council of Europe in 2024, almost 50% of inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals or migrants. In Austria, the number was 53% of the people in prisons.
Yeah, that's
were
fucked, man. Half of
Think
all
about
your
that.
inmates are fucking foreigners.
Yeah, half of your prison population.
Why are they
are
even
foreign-born
there?
People. Yeah, deport them.
Fucking kick them all out.
I guess the idea would be that if you keep them in your
Fuck.
prison, you could control.
Okay, no. Honestly, fuck deporting them. Throw them all into the North Sea. Fuck that.
I mean, I'm not against it at this point.
What?
No, but if we do that, if we start executing, violent criminals, we're gonna piss off the libertarians. We don't want that. We don't want Rand Paul to tell us to read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, you know what? As much as I like Rand Paul, he can go fuck himself on this issue.
Oh yeah, I love Rand Paul to death. I vote for him. I'm gonna vote for him again in 2028 or 26. Fuck me dead. I'm gonna vote for him in the midterms next year. I'm pretty sure he's up for re-election in this midterm cycle. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. But he can go fuck himself for this issue.
Yeah, but this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay. There are illegal alien drug dealers on drug boats. We know what's on the boat. We know what they're doing. So we're just going to stop them by destroying the boat with them on it. And then he's like, but have you read To Kill a Mockingbird? Yes. I don't care. Take that
I don't really care, Margaret.
Yeah, Margaret, I really don't care. Like, I'm sorry, Rand, I like you, but, like, stop.
Shut the fuck up.
What
Seriously.
Like, I'm at the, and I've said this before, and this is a bit of a, like, as much as I would love to be morally upright at all times and always be consistent, what good is the moral high ground if it only acts as the gallows that your ideological enemies use to hang you? Yeah, you're standing on the moral high ground.
No,
sure.
but is it actually the moral high ground though? Is it even actually the moral high ground?
The idea that like maybe we shouldn't just unilaterally execute people, probably, maybe.
Nah. We can. It's demonstrably. We can demonstrably prove that these people were meaning us harm. You know, fuck them. Fuck them.
I generally agree, but like the whole due process thing, and I know due process only applies to American citizens. Like I'm with all those arguments, but I'm saying that like, and in this particular issue, maybe it's not, but that's been a problem on the right. Is we always have to be better than the lefties, and it's cost us a lot of victories because we won't fight dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What good is the moral high ground if the only use is the gallows by which they hang you?
Yep.
From places that weren't from where they are now. In Greece, the number was 54%, and in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers,
why are they still there?
Kindness, and that's what they did. They repaid
Get them all out.
Kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore.
Based.
72% of your inmates are for what? Why are they still there? Legitimately. What?
Well, I imagine it's because if we just throw them out, they'll just sneak back in. And then the criminal's free. At least if he's in prison, in one of our prisons, we know he's in prison.
Yeah, well, that just seems like, you need to get rid of the fucking Schengen zone then.
Yeah, like imagine you're Switzerland. and some Syrian cunt comes in there and he rapes a woman. So you just deport him back to Syria. The Syrians aren't going to put him in prison.
No.
And then he just sneaks back into Switzerland. And now he's free in your country again. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of get the rationale of saying, well,
No, I get it, but at the same time, it's like just get rid of the fucking Schengen zone then,
what is the
right?
Schengen zone?
Like the thing where Europeans don't need a passport or visa to visit each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but, like, I get it. You know, all the European Union nations, like, they had freedom of movement. Now, like, maybe that was a bad idea. Listen, you can't all be America. You know, yeah, we have freedom of movement in the 50 states, but you can't all be America. It works with us. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you
Yeah,
guys.
because it's ultimately it is one people. But in Europe is historically divided. Like all of these countries were at war. Yeah, at one point.
Yeah, not too long ago, less than a
Multiple
century
points.
ago. Yeah.
Multiple points in their history. Yeah. So
Yeah, less than a century ago, a lot of them were brutally at war with each other.
Mhm.
A lot of them are still at war with each other today. Well, not a lot of them, but at least two big ones we can think of. But yeah, you know, Trump gave him gave the UN a proper dressing down. And you love to see
well,
it.
we'll see whether they actually fucking listen. Is the question, though, isn't it?
Well, of course they're not going to listen. They're Eurofags. Eurofags don't listen to anything Americans have to say. They just laugh and talk about our healthcare system and act like that's some kind of giant dunk.
Yep. Meanwhile, theirs are bankrupting their countries.
Yep. Either medical debt is held privately by the people who receive the treatment, or it's held publicly by everyone through the form of the government. Either way, you're paying for it.
Yep.
Anyway, last
The thing that you're not is a cope.
last story of the day, and a good one. More good news. HUD Secretary Scott Turner to boot illegal aliens from Section 8 housing. Proof of citizenship.
Why
now
was
required
they
for
in
all tenants.
Section 8 housing in the first place?
Because our country is cucked. This idea that illegals can't take advantage of welfare is bullshit. They're doing it constantly. But yes, shout out to Gateway Pundit again. The Trump administration is putting illegal aliens on notice. Taxpayer-funded housing is for Americans, not for those who broke the law to come here. On Friday, HUD Secretary Scott Turner announced that all public housing authorities nationwide have 30 days to conduct audits, verifying the legal status of every single tenant in Section 8 housing and other HUD-funded programs. The first housing authority to face scrutiny is Washington, D.C., where Turner confirmed that the D.C. Housing Authority has already been put on notice, according to Fox News. More than 3,000 PHAs across the nation are receiving the same marching orders. If they fail to comply, Turner warned they risk losing federal funding. Turner revealed that only 1 out of 4 eligible American families currently receives HUD assistance due to past administrations turning a blind eye to illegal alien abuse. In a blistering letter to every public housing authority.
1 in 4.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Oh, what's funny, I forgot to mention this part.
Obviously, I'm not a fan of this fucking public housing thing, but what?
Yep. What's really funny is this story is from August 30th.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw the date.
Which, but it didn't go. I didn't see it on my Twitter timeline until this week when a bunch of people were talking about it.
Yep.
Probably because the 30 days is almost up, and that's why it's coming around. Because this is when people are about to start getting kicked out of houses. In a blistering letter.
Yeah, but that's still fucked up. Like 1 in 4.
Uh-huh.
Dude.
No, our welfare system is being abused by illegals. Like, people constantly say that illegals can't use American welfare. That's not true. They use it all the time. There are illegals that
Fucking
have food
evidently
stamps.
they are, right? Like
Yeah.
what?
Well, there are illegals that get food stamps.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that simple. It happens. They're on the dole, as it were. Anyway, in a blistering letter to every PHA in America, Turner laid down the law. Within 30 days, all housing agencies must provide a full and complete accounting of every tenant living in HUD-funded housing. That means names, mailing addresses, numbers of bedrooms, the cost of each unit, and most importantly, proof of American citizenship or legal immigration status. The letter reads, today, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development is taking another direct and forceful action towards, action to steward taxpayer dollars wisely and end the subsidization of open border policies and HUD-funded programs and policies. Well, within 30 days of receipt of this notice, HUD is requesting that every PHA provide a full and comprehensive accounting of all tenants who are receiving a Section 8 voucher and or residing in HUD-funded housing. Now, one of the ways they're able to skirt this is people will own several properties, right? They'll own they'll own like a small apartment complex, or they'll own several small houses or duplexes or things like this. And they'll register it with HUD and they'll get HUD subsidies, and then they will rent these places out to people. And you don't have to charge them as much rent or whatever because, it's subsidized by HUD. And then a lot of these landlords, they're getting these HUD subsidies, and then they're just renting the apartments out to illegals.
Yeah.
HUD is requiring the name, mailing address, numbers of bedrooms, the cost of the unit, and proof of American citizenship or eligible immigration status as defined by the law. This information is required by law, and this administration is upholding the law to its fullest extent. No longer will illegal aliens be able to leave citizenship boxes blank or take advantage of HUD-funded housing, riding the coattails of hardworking American citizens. Currently, HUD only serves 1 out of 4 eligible families due in part to the lack of enforcement of prohibition against federally funded assistance to illegal aliens.
1 out of 4.
HUD will leverage all
What
available enforcement actions
That
against
is
entities who do
insane.
not comply with the request for citizenship information, including but not limited to examination of HUD funding and or evaluation of PHA program eligibility. So a bunch of landlords are going to lose their HUD status.
1 out of 4. That is insane to me.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy stuff.
So like the entire program, the vast majority of it is not even going to the people who are like fucking. So what's the fucking point of the program then?
To make people rich.
Money launder fucking people for fucking money for Democrats. That's it.
Seems like it. That seems to be the case. But this is good news. There's a reason why it's at the end of the show. It's a white pill to end, because the 30 days is almost up and people are going to start getting evicted.
Yes, no, I know it's good news. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what the fuck? Like, the fact that that's been going on is fucking insane.
People are going to start getting evicted, and people knowingly committing fraud are going to lose their HUD status and hopefully get some criminal charges. Because I'm sorry, but if you knowingly rented out, if you're getting HUD subsidies from the government and then knowingly renting out your apartments or houses to illegal aliens, I think you're breaking the law.
Yeah?
So yeah, fuck these cunts. I think they're going to get what they fucking deserve, Joker style.
Yes.
But yeah, that was another week in Clown World.
Just the fact that that is insane, man. That is insane.
Well, again, and I said this a couple times already, but a common refrain from the lefties is that illegals can't get welfare.
Well, evidently they can, yeah.
Yeah. So anytime you ever hear about, like, they always say that, like, right-wingers talk about illegals sucking up welfare, that's not true, because illegals can't get welfare because they can't apply for it. But they do, and they get it all the time.
What about this?
Yeah.
Yep.
And HUD housing is just one example. Like illegals can get food stamps. Like there are like legal assistance programs that help these people get on welfare. Where like lawyers and shit like that, bleeding heart, liberal commie fag lawyers help these people skirt the system and get on welfare and stuff like that, while they're helping with their asylum claims and all that shit.
Lawyers need to start going to jail for this shit, man. They do.
Yeah,
Like, I
well,
thought aiding and abetting a fucking an illegal alien is punishable by law. What the fuck are we doing?
well, under normal circumstances, that would be
It would
like
be.
helping them. Like what you're referring to is like helping them sneak across the border or giving them places to stay. That's the aiding and abetting. Like if an
Well,
illegal
isn't that
comes to
literally what these people are doing? Though?
well, if an illegal comes to you and says, "I'm here seeking asylum," and you're helping them with their asylum claim, that's not quite the same thing as aiding and abetting. I agree that it's really not much different. It's only a step one way or the other. It's related, and I'm not happy about it. But like because especially because most asylum claims are a crock of shit anyway.
Yeah, like unless you came over the sea,
Yeah,
I think literally the only people who should be able to claim asylum in the U.S. are either Mexicans or Canadians,
no, I agree.
because first safe country, right?
Hmm.
Why are you coming all the way to the U.S. if you come from like Pakistan or something? What are you running from in Pakistan? What are you running from in Africa? Like, the next country over is safe enough. If that's the only thing you're running from. But
No, I
obviously
agree.
that's not what you're running from, is it?
No, it's just because they want a quote unquote better life, but
Mhm.
they want it at the expense of
Of everyone who's already here.
yeah. And here's the thing, like the American dream, of like whatever, like foreign people coming to this land and being able to like become a part of it, and it's like I still want that on the table for people. There are still good people from other countries who totally should just be all like, I was like, look, I want to go to America, I want to become a citizen, I want to work, and I want to pay my taxes, and I want to be a good boy and never do nothing bad. Like the problem is we're getting to a point now where I'm not even comfortable letting them in because we like our system has been so thoroughly abused for so long by so many
Yep.
bad actors. You know what I mean?
That's like, who do I trust at this point? Yeah. Exactly.
Or it's like maybe you're a goodest boy, never did nothing wrong, and you came here with good intentions, but then you chain migrate all your fucking cousins because you think your cousins are going to be just like you, and then they're not.
Hmm.
Like it's just like it's the American system has been abused for far too long,
Yep.
and it's time to stop. Fucking filthy Frank. But all right, I'd say that's a show. So next
This is
week
wrap.
maybe we'll get more good news. Like next week, the 30 days will have been up for good, like actually properly up. And that maybe we'll get some news about that. Maybe some people got kicked out, and we'll see what happens.
They'll be on the airwaves somewhere.
Hopefully.
Mm.
But yeah, nope, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you cunts next week.
See you next week.
Hold on a second. It's being stupid. We are still streaming.